Hello, basement friends. Let's get right into, am I the a-hole for blowing up at my friend who constantly makes comments about my chest? Don't forget to subscribe right now, right down below, and let's get into it. I have a big chest. I'm currently at 52 kilograms and there's nothing I can do to change the size of these things unless I have surgery. I'm also extremely shy and from a very conservative family, so my resentment and shame towards my bust is an ongoing issue. My friend Sarah is one of those unfiltered free thinkers who says whatever is on her mind. She's also slim and her chest is very much in proportion to the rest of her body. We work together, and I'm always secretly jealous of how great shirts and tops look on her, whereas I feel I look very sloppy and unprofessional with oversized shirts, ill-fitting clothes. Sarah has this way of always bringing up my chest in conversation, starting off complimentary, but often ending with a subtle insult. She knows they're a physical feature I'm uncomfortable with, but doesn't let up. Examples of things she'll say is how my chest looks good now, but give it a few years and they'll be down to my knees. Ha 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 ha. Or she'll show me comments on Reddit where people are discussing chest size preferences, and most are commenting how they much prefer a smaller bust over a large. Or just a general reminder of how work or men will never take me seriously because of my cartoon chest. I know she's just trying to have a lighthearted fun, but it gets to me, and I've told her a few times to drop it before. Now we're working from home. We all have daily video calls and meetings. Uniform is not necessary and can wear what we like. A few days ago it was extremely hot and I was wearing a lighter, more revealing top than my usual baggy cover-ups. During this video call, in front of 6 other colleagues, Sarah starts vocalizing her thoughts on my appearance. Holy cow, put those things away. You look like you're in an X movie. We don't need to see that first thing in the morning, ha 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 ha. I was mortified. One other colleague laughed along, but the rest looked uncomfortable. I felt close to tears, made an excuse, and left the meeting. Sarah called me up a half hour later asking me what was wrong, and I went off on her. Told her to go frick herself and was sick of her consistent jabs about my appearance. I went on a 10-minute tirade and hung up. Sarah's been off sick since that day, and we haven't spoken again. I'm wondering if I was too harsh and maybe should call and apologize for my outburst. Was I the a-hole? Later, OP updated us with some more developments in the story. Edit. I'm fuming. I just spoke with a colleague, John, who was part of the video call that day, and he told me that Sarah's been telling everyone that it's me that's been bullying her and making her feel insecure about her appearance. When she made those comments during the meeting, it was in retaliation to how I've made her feel. Apparently, I said she looks like a boy and called her flat-chested and ugly several times in the past. I have never and would never say this. I don't even understand the stupid boy body insult, because a small bust has always looked very beautiful and classy in my eyes. Anyway, John knows she's full of it and has suggested we speak with HR. The others will also back me up. I know most people here suggested I do this, and I wasn't sure at first, but screw it, I'm reporting her. I don't know why I ever considered her a friend. She's freaking mental and annoying. Edit 2. I now feel stupid for even asking the question, am I the a-hole? I thought I may have been at one point because the video call was amongst mostly workmates rather than clients, and I wasn't sure if my sensitivity towards my body image made me overreact to a joke that could have been innocent. I now realize it wasn't. I've also spoken to another coworker who is closer to Sarah, and she thinks Sarah may have already reported me to HR. She said the phone conversation we had after the meeting was filled with abusive bullying language and physical threats. It wasn't a pleasant phone call, but the worst thing I said was she go screw herself and that I don't want to speak to her again. The rest of the conversation was just rehashing all the comments she made about my body and how it made me feel. She also claimed that I had been making inappropriate jokes about her appearance and work ethic through the years, and this conversation was a long time coming. She also suggested that I convince the guys in the office to take my side by being a flirt and a tease. Did I mention I'm stupidly shy? My head is swimming, and I think I may be dealing with an actual psycho. I don't know how it's come to this ridiculous level of craziness. All I wanted to do was get on with my freaking work in peace and get through this crappy time, but now I have to deal with all this. Update, just to answer a few questions I've seen. I've contacted HR with my complaint. I have a lot of old text messages and emails with comments and memes Sarah has sent making fun of my chest size. John and other colleagues are fully supporting me, as well as my manager. She does not sound liked. It will take a while for them to get back to me, but I'm confident that things will be sorted and Sarah will be dealt with. My chest alone isn't 114 pounds. My overall weight is 52 kilograms. I mention this because my chest seems much larger on my small frame, making clothes that others wear and look nice in look completely gaudy and cheap on me. I can't lose any more weight to make a difference on my bust size. I won't get surgery, but I have been working on my body image issues, which my shyness and upbringing did a number on. People's comments don't usually devastate me as they once did, but Sarah obviously tried her best to break me down. Thank you for all the clothing suggestions. I will definitely look into tailoring some tops and have spent some time checking out Bravissimo. Hey, you're welcome for the free plug, Bravissimo, which looks great. In hindsight, I should have confronted Sarah more sternly in the past, but I guess I was trying to avoid conflict. Others have suggested I may have allowed Sarah to gaslight me, which may be true. I just want to move on at this point. Update 2. The coworker, Lucy, who keeps in contact with Sarah and told me earlier that Sarah may have reported me to HR, has just phoned to tell me that Sarah has suffered a serious panic attack. Lucy does not want to take sides, but has suggested I reconsider taking drastic action. Sarah is too unwell to talk to me herself, but has asked I drop my complaint and she will drop hers, citing the whole thing as a misunderstanding and stress-induced disagreement. I have had panic attacks before in my life, and I seriously felt like I was going to die. It's a horrible feeling, and if Sarah has honestly just had one herself, I don't want to push her too far. I still want to address her comments over the video call, but I'm wondering if I should just drop the other complaints. Sarah's asked to move teams so we don't directly work with one another, but it doesn't seem like she wants to apologize yet. And just to clarify to people who assume I was wearing a bikini top or boob tube during the meeting, I wasn't. It was a short-sleeved plain t-shirt, which hugged my chest more than my usual baggy tops. I don't like to hold grudges, and I think getting her fired during a time like this may be a terrible thing to do. I feel like she has already punished herself by displaying this screwed-up behavior to others and losing a lot of respect from coworkers. If we don't ever have to interact with one another, I'm up for that. I have a suspicion that Sarah may have found this post and read it, which I thought I would feel bad about, but I don't really care. Last update, I'm not dropping any of the complaints. Sarah, screw you, Michelle, and I have spoken. And although it started off promising, she is mentally unhinged and without a conscience. I did not realize how deep her hatred runs. Not only did she mock all those things I had told her in confidence about the way my family treated me growing up, she accused me of screwing every guy from work to get ahead. Now I know where some of those fake office rumors came from. I've been such a naive idiot who allowed my shyness and aversion to conflict to stop me from fighting people who manipulate and walk all over me. I don't need this misery in my life. If she's reading this, get professional help immediately. I know you desperately fancy John, and as you said, despise the way he looks at me. I know it bothers you that he took my side and has been a great support. Maybe I will go with drinks with him when lockdown ends. Yes, that is exactly what you should do, OP. Hit them in their pain points. And for you basement friends, we've got a bonus story about just minding your own business. Am I the a-hole suing my neighbor after she sprayed weedicide on my lawn? Don't forget to subscribe right down below, and let's go. Caught my neighbor spraying weedicide on my lawn in my fenced-in backyard because she said she was sick of all the weeds and thought she was doing me a solid. 1, I like the dandelions, they're good for the bees. Support your bees, basement friends, that's a threat. 2, I have pet rabbits, dogs, cats, and a tortoise I like to let roam the yard, and all of them eat or at least nibble and lick the grass, so it's literally poisoning my pets. Now 2 of my rabbits are dead and another is in critical condition. I'll never be able to let my pets outside again to eat the grass because weedicide takes forever to go away, because it can sit in the soil for who knows how long. And I'm worried that the dogs and cats might end up having a reaction too, since they also nibble on the grass. Call me overprotective or overcautious, I don't care, I love my animals. So I'm suing her for damage to my property because it is now unusable for my animals, veterinary bills, and emotional damage due to the deaths of my 2 rabbits. I'm also trying to get the cops to pursue a case of animal abuse, or at minimum, criminal damage, because she did basically poison my animals. But I doubt anything will come of it because I have to prove ill intent. But they are pursuing her for criminal trespass. She's a Karen. I think she deserves it for thinking she had any right to be on my property at all. And especially because it's killed my pets, and now I don't know what to do about my lawn because I'm not risking another animal's life by letting them out. At least unsupervised for at least a year. However, my parents and my girlfriend think I'm being unnecessarily cruel because it was an accident and she just thought she was being a good neighbor. And that I'm making it a bigger deal than it is and should just ask her to pay my vet bills. Edit. Info. She asked me about the weeds before. I don't remember it verbatim, but basically the conversation was along the lines of, Hey, I see you have a lot of dandelion weeds. Have you noticed that too? Me. Yup, I enjoy the look of a natural lawn. Something about my new car. The end. Since she has a kid that she always asks can come over to play with my rabbits, I assume she knew they ate them. If she was looking over my fence that often, she'd notice the dandelions were only ever flowering in 1/4 of the lawn at a time. Because my rabbits got cycled in a way that most of the lawn was mostly weed-free while the part they couldn't get to that week would be sprouting. Edit again. Thanks for the messages, guys. I'm taking the advice and getting a security camera and a padlock for the fence. Also, I am in fact getting a necropsy done. Edit. I have talked to her. Told her that my rabbits died after the fact and there was staining on their pen. She said, it's weedicide, not pesticide. They were probably just sick. Edit. Last edit, this is blowing up too much. I gotta walk away. Sorry if I didn't answer your question. But my rabbits were actually outside when she did this, and there was a stain on their pen. I can't prove it, but I'm pretty sure they got a direct spray. OP then updated it a little bit later. Update. I got a call from my vet Monday morning. The necropsy is back. My rabbits died from corrosion to several internal organs and had corrosive burns lining their mouth and nose. My 3rd rabbit can also come home today. I was hoping he would be alright. And only has minor injuries to his throat and a small injury resulting in superficial hair loss. And mild irritation on his nose. He'll be on pain meds, and just in case, I have critical care ready. For those without rabbits, when rabbits are in pain, and sometimes in mourning, they sometimes refuse to eat. So critical care is basically a mix of powder you can syringe feed to keep their digestive system functioning, because GI stasis can be life-threatening. Also, I contacted a lawyer to move forward with a lawsuit, but they haven't responded. Probably won't until later today because I contacted them yesterday through email. And for the lawn and garden people from my last post, the vet thinks the stuff the neighbor used wasn't a commercial herbicide because of those chemical burns, as well as because it killed my crabapple tree and the bit near my fence and pool are bare. Thanks again for listening, basement friends. Question of the video? What have you been up to for the past month? Answer down in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe down below. We're still a young channel, so that little thing will help a tremendous amount. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.